So we're back. We had a bit of an abrupt throw. I thought the way it was said to me that someone might have been dying. It seemed urgent. Yeah. But we are, let's talk about it because we're going to get into the game relatively quickly. We're just queuing up the topic of LDLC.
Yeah, let me quickly run through the team. They have Alex.
Please do, yeah, because I think a lot of people aren't even aware of who they have anymore.
Yeah, I watched them play at Leipzig. DreamHack Leipzig. So they have Existence as the in-game leader. They just got back Maniac. He's replaced XMS, who's gone out to the Envy roster. Mistu,
Twanu?
Yeah, I don't have a French accent. He's the AWPer of the team. And then Alex, who is a fake Brit.
Fake Brit?
Yeah, he's also in the squad.
That's Machine, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Machine.
Still missing in action. No, I think that's the interesting topic for me more than anything. Is Maniac and Existence back together on one team? Because originally, LDLC was going to give Maniac a team to work with, and then Existence showed up on the team, freshly released from Titan, took it away from Maniac, and left him on the side.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that all boils down. Is this a team out of necessity? Is there something in it? You did say, speaking of Machine, listen, we have a live update. We found these two stranglers. I don't know how they got here. I didn't think it was physically possible with the time in the whole globe and based on the travel. Lads, Henry, Alex, do you have anything to say for yourselves?
That's a good question.
How you feeling?
Fresh as a daisy.
It's all right. I think we did pretty well. All things considered.
We have, yeah.
All things considered, lads.
And we bounced back, you know?
Yeah.
And we're here, ready to go.
You left poor Chad alone on a flight. Do you know he doesn't like to fly alone?
Chad left us.
Oh,
a quick phone call. A quick phone call could have got us out of the door, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nico said that, and Lowell gave him 30. So.
Sorry, I'm an adult, and I can set an alarm.
Oh, I set an alarm. It just went off before I sleep.
I heard something about swimming pools, Alex.
I got to see Vegas for everything it's worth, man.
Well, I hope we get to see this game for everything you're worth. Please let me believe, Alex, it's only you guys.
Okay, let's see what we've got. It is Heroic LDLC, as the two beautiful chaps have outlined over on the desk.
Are you ready for a cast,
Henry,
Alex?
it's been so long since I commentated Counter-Strike. I was going to say we.
Was it with me? You did it?
I think it was. It was a Pro League game, and prior to that, it was like Katowice, like halfway through 2016. I've been working my way through.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we bar into this one. Alex, I'll kick things off. LDLC versus Heroic. It's going to be Overpass, and it's going to be the T-sided stuff or the Danish side. They're going to have 4 sets of armor, and Valda has got a smoke and a flashbang here. Alex.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to talk at the moment. I have a conversation in my ear that I'm not supposed to be hearing.
That's fine.
And either way, we are
it's a rough start.
Jumping straight into game. Heroic are going for that all-in towards A. All-in, appropriate, since we learned it's in Vegas and already. Nico has managed to catch one. Mistu down, and look at Maniac coming through. Toilets right behind them. Could very well be 2, if not a 3rd, as he's opts for a fresh magazine, and it will be down to a 3v3. But Toinu, he's barely in this one with just 3 points of health, and that is taken away from him by Snappy.
Pretty much Existence to do here. Down to now 0 HP. What a fast approach there from Heroic to the bomb site. Maniac in a perfect position to get more than 2 frags there. Couldn't quite nail the shots. I'm interested to see how Maniac can actually adjust now, coming back into the forefront of a successful team, I guess. LDLC certainly on an upwards trajectory right now. I don't ever consider him to be a world-class player. When he was in Titan, it was obviously a really strange situation.
Well, he was kind of at his lowest point there, really.
Yeah, and then like obviously joined Envious as the coach and everything like that didn't really work out. And now he's back to playing. He kind of joined us with the analysis stuff as well. And I thought that would be a really good option for him going forward. But he's back and he's hungry to play.
And talking of options, you've been kind of addressing this more recently in your cast regarding that second round buy on as a CT side. They've opted to do so. Now, where does your criticism lie towards this at the moment?
For me right now, it's just like, I don't see how you're winning the round with 5 smokes and 5 sevens. Like,
We've seen it happen.
Of course, but like if Heroic play this correctly and they go towards long, they're playing a default, making sure they're refragging, it should be almost impossible unless they go for some sort of gamble player, like you go for maybe a B stack and hope it's a rush coming in. I just don't really rate these sort of buys. I just don't see them having a high win percentage. That's what I normally talk about. Obviously, it's always possible. Like at the Counter-Strike, you can't really predict everything. I'm just talking about if you're like maybe the underdog team and you want to make sure you win the rounds through actually having full weaponry, AWPs and stuff. That's what I prefer to watch. But now we're going into that first round. If they do lose this, of course, let's have a bit of a rough time getting into the game.
I do admire the restraint from Heroic as well, not rushing anywhere, letting those smokes expire. They've got plenty of time to play with once they are used. In fact, just 2 left to be implemented. And Heroic are doing just as Henry did suggest. 2 towards long, 2 toilets, and slowly creeping upon Existence location. He will be the first port of call for the T side. He's going to be the first point of contact for LDLC. And he only has a P250 to his name.
Well, 30 seconds remaining now. We have got Yugi, the new player for Heroic. He's towards long. The smokes have been used by the LDLC side. And Existence, he's in a decent position there, all things considered. Got a player in front of him as well. Timing comes down to it.
It's going to be all about first hit. It's going to be Nico with the UMP, and Snappy just rips the head off Toinu, and that should be the round. Nico's just going to go ahead and trade for his teammate, and the bomb will be going down. Maniac forced again to be coming from behind, this time a little too late to the party. And it's just going to be a question of maybe doing some economical damage. That is an AK out of the hands of Snappy. And if he can get that in his grasp, well, things are looking a little brighter for the Frenchman, and he does just about manage to retrieve it.
He is Swiss, actually, Alex.
Oh, excuse me.
So
you're right. That was a mistake.
Sorry.
He's out of there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? So you can see they get a couple of kills, but ultimately you didn't really see any part of the round. It looked like they actually would have caused any serious damage. If Heroic played like that, like with the default, using teamwork and map control slowly, using those rifles together, that should be eradicating all risk at that point. The force buys, in my opinion, really work if you do it for stack B, like a rush comes in, and you're hoping Heroic make a bad call. That's the only way it works out for you. But we'll have a look at the buys. This time,
I love that flashbang. That's just like, Existence is going to do magic with that flash.
Let's see what he can do. He's towards B now. This is a B stack. This is what I'd like to have seen in the previous round. That's when you have a chance to doing it, right? So maybe he'll flash off towards short. They'll push off maybe at the 1 minute mark and try and get a first kill there. But as you can see on the minimap right now, as we just brought up, it's going to be them holding right back the terrorists, not really giving anything away for now. And it'll be more of the same. They will treat every single round like a gun round. It's an official game, obviously. So you just want to make sure you're keeping everyone together. You get some information here. Snappy goes down and finds a stack in this position. He's only losing the Mach 10. So oh, I like that flash.
So he's going to be the little scout. Oh, it is a nice flash. Yeah. Does even actually catch Existence, and now he's going to be enabled to pushing him off that boost and just going to get them ready to some form of execute. Though the mollies are being invested towards B, it does seem like Heroic have other intentions. Again, just keeping things nice and slow, not necessarily wanting to commit to anything until they get a suss for where LDLC have positioned their pistols.
Not really much you can do. This is the little fake from Valde here. And he'll be, of course, the in-game leader for Heroic. And this is, I used to like doing this myself when playing in CS. When you're the in-game leader, you actually go into positions by yourself, and you can actually ascertain the information for your team and make base the calls around this. He's now called those 2 or 3 towards his site, and it's actually, as you can see, the bomb's going down towards A.
Beautiful.
So that's actually working very nicely for them. A pretty much clean sweep. This is the interesting procedure now, Matt. I told you I was
You knew it was going to happen. What was that, round 2? I forgive you.
So now you can see, right, 4 players for LDLC do not have head armor. If they didn't force buy into that second round, they would have that. Now they're up against SMGs, right? So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe Snappy's going to upgrade. No, so your 2 UMPs, that actually makes them a lot more viable now going forward. You can see there's only a couple of incendiaries there, no defuse kits. That's exactly what I'm talking about with those second round force buys. You could set yourself up for a 5-0.
And we saw how little damage they did with their Kevlar P250s. Very little. Imagine.
So that's why I just think, again, this is why it's developing towards it. Most teams are realizing now that this is actually a really dangerous game to play, especially in best of ones.
Oh, and Yugi's already caught 1. Maniac gone. Snappy using that smoke to aggressively position himself for when it does dissipate, but he's there. He will be caught in a crossfire as soon as that does occur. It's Alex in Existence just waiting on either side of that. Mistu's going to be under some pressure as well. Here comes Alex, a nice flash to enable TTs to get some aggression and some frags too for LDLC, but a quick response from Heroic gets 3. Valde beheads Existence towards Underpass, and now it's just Toinu. I mean, the health is a bit
You've got to do a better French accent.
Toinu.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the 4th for Heroic.
So the opening pick comes in, they've got the AWP, and they've got those SMGs as well, so they farmed a ton of money there.
That worked so well for them.
Yeah, and you can see how weak LDLC were. They had to be really aggressive there. They knew they're up against it. They didn't really have enough to actually hold off a full execution at that point. Flashing in towards Connector. They found a kill, but well, we saw Valde clearing them up with the AK-47. It has to be another full eco here, and almost guaranteed to be 5-0. We'll see a little B-stack coming in. This is what you want to see. If Heroic changing things up, it could work in their favor. A couple of Deagles, 3 P250s, some body armor for Maniac and Alex, and holding up towards that B-stack once again. A very quick first gun round, and Snappy's more than happy to continue with the UMP here.
It does just feel like a quick start to the game, doesn't it? I mean, you blink and you miss it. They're 5-0 up, and on T-side Overpass, no less. We'll see how much further Heroic can push this. Of course, retaining those rifles in this round does make that bank incredibly strong coming into the following here on the T side. And again, the patience. I like this from Heroic. Nothing kind of brainless, not knowing, okay, they're unarmored, let's try and get the round over with. They really are treating this one with the utmost respect. And every win really does matter here in the Pro League. We were saying on the desk in this, on week 1 that the spots are limited over in Dallas and every single win counts. LDLC should be one of their easier foes, and Valdi does make short work of Mistu. That's a start. Now here they come flooding in towards the B site. 2 to receive. Maniac's only got a sidearm to his name. Does have armor, but his head's still vulnerable, and that's a good bit of damage to Modi. Teammates should be able to finish him off, but no, look at this. They are standing resilient, if not just for a moment, because there's the ult from Yuggy, and here they come. That'll be just Tranu left, and he's gone as well.
Yeah, well, almost clean sweep. They did a lot of damage there. Maniac was doing sort of
even saved the AK as well.
With the PT-50s and all that sort of thing, but can't really find the round. But now it's the first real gun round here. They get the AWPs out. They should have a full array of rifles as well, and you see a lot more utility to work with, and those diffuse kits. So this is where things can actually start to work out for LDLC, and we'll see whether Heroic want to mix things up. They've been doing very slow, methodical rounds so far. Maybe they want to chuck a little rush in there. We'll see what they decide to do. But they still have the AWP in that of Yugi, of course, the new member he's picked up from Tricked. I can't say I've ever watched one of his games. I'm always going to be very interested to see what he do.
A deal of praise, actually, when they saw he was locked into contracts. Some players did step forward saying, I expected big things from him.
I've heard a lot about him, but obviously we're so busy casting all these different events, and I haven't had the chance to watch a game of his yet, so I'm obviously could be very interested to see what he presents here. Heard he's a great AWPer, so...
The same kind of applies to Toinu, actually.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of his games, to be fair. Like when LDLC Blue and White was kicking around, we did a lot of those. So I've seen more of him. But yeah, always interested to see the up-and-coming talent. Denmark seems to be able to produce a plethora of it. Every single week, new players keep turning up.
There's something in the water over in Denmark, absolutely. And so Heroic, they've managed to gather a great deal of map control already. Almost Snappy's going to be walking through toilets once that smoke's there. They're in Underpass. Mistu, however, is on the hunt for information. Maniac's there as well. This is quite aggressive from LDLC, just making sure that they can shut down any setups towards B.
Yeah, it's actually very beneficial for the CT at this point. Mistu can hold this position on his screen right now, and then he can actually call for his teammates to focus on the A bomb site. They have one player watching towards short as well, but here comes the first exchange, and what a lovely shot. Valda's been so on point with that AK-47 so far, and he opens things up. It's going to be 35 seconds remaining. Reaction coming from the CTs now, dropping quite a lot of utility. Words are going to be hard to play, Alex.
They are.
And the AWP hunting for a frag hit. Should be able to nail that shot, narrowly missing out.
And that's going to be a problem. You missed one, and Snappy's going to make you pay. And actually, Alex paid a heavy price for that frag onto Nico. Went down to 12 points of health, and his teammate did finish the job for him. Now Maniac steps onto the site and gets 2. Could it really be 3? No. Snappy answers that question with a resounding no, and it's Modi Swift to take Mistu out of the round. That will be the 6th, and that's going to be LDLC in dire straits once again. That was their first real attempt at winning a round, apart from the pistol, and now we're looking at potentially 7-0.
Yeah, more of the same from Heroic there. That slow default, finding the first pick, and it's going to be Valda with the AK-47 from Bathrooms. And there's no refrag potential there for LDLC. They're so separated from each other. As soon as one player goes down, that signals all of Heroic to actually come around to that side. And like you said, LDLC, that was looking really promising at the start. They pushed towards B, lots of information gathered, but can't find the shots required to actually pick up the round.
It does feel like at this moment in time, it is just a question of not winning the duels, at least in that round. Existence just got completely destroyed by Valdi, and that was the beginning of the end. But they're back with the Kevlar and pistols. This didn't quite work for them in the 2nd round. Let's see if it works in the 7th.
Yeah, 5.7s, PT-50s, those same smokes once again. No diffuse kits here, but there's always a chance to win these rounds. We know CSGO can be a cruel mistress at times when it comes to the pistols up against those. Things have spiraled out of control very quickly.
It does feel like rinse and repeat, at least for me, Henry. The Heroic just give an Underpass, they take it, eventually emerge towards toilets.
Well, the thing is, they don't have to do anything too fancy, right? We haven't even seen really a full execution as of yet. They've just been working that first pick, getting it, waiting for the reactions to come in, and the CTs are feeling a lot of pressure at that point to find frags, and Heroic are just lapping it up. They're loving it. They say, okay, keep walking to our crosshairs. It's absolutely fine.
This does look like a bit more of a coordinated effort from Heroic, though, because they go, oh, we haven't checked it. Existence, he has an advantage here. He's going to get one behind him as well. It was Snappy who just jumped into his point of view, unable to get to. And now Toinu. Going to be left on that site. Heroic have hit the brakes though after that exchange. Existence just got them a little bit apprehensive, and now Mistu's going to extend that, even retrieving a rifle that's going to make defending this a whole lot easier. They come in a wave though. He's going to have to get this spray absolutely perfect, and it's not on. Nico, good crosshair placement from him, does take his head, and now it is going to be a 3v3. Arsenal strongly in favor of Heroic. You can see the molly has already forced Maniac out of position. He's forced to take this fight quite wide, and there's another one towards Ramp, but they are doing damage. It's a 2v2, and the health advantage does go towards the French side. Running out of time, as well as health, actually. Yuggy, last man standing, he has to go for the plant. 5 seconds. He is in the smoke, but he's getting pressured, and LDLC couldn't make it work in the 2nd, but they do in the 7th.
Well, There it is. 5-7s, P250s. At this point, Heroic trying to do the exact same round, but losing a couple of frags in the process there. Problem is, they only had 10 seconds when they committed to the bomb at that point. A lot of pressure, got quite frantic, and a couple of situations fell away from them. So it's going to be LDLC picking up their first round there. Pretty decent one to do it with. Just the pistols then, managing to recover an AWP and an AK as well. So that helps balance the books and actually give them a really decent buy going forward. But Heroic, they'll be looking to give the full reset here. You can see 3 players beneath $1,000 here. So not out of the woods just yet. Yes, that's a successful round, but a lot more work to do here as we go to round number 8.
Have to follow it up with something. And you know what? Looks like Tony's going for exactly that. I thought he was going for an aggressive peek, but looked like a change of plan. Instead, hits the brakes and goes for a defensive flash just to slow down the T-Assault towards Fountain. But look at this again. Mistu and Maniac, the double M's getting info early. This can kind of instigate some form of early rotate. It has, in fact, from Alex. You can see he's already back over on towards the A site. A 3-2 split now for the CTs.
This should be some sort of fully execution here. You can see 5 players actually heading towards the A side of the map. Smoke will be going down to take the vision away from the CTs here. Means they can get a bit closer to the bomb site, use the smoke towards bank, CT spawn area as well, but through the smoke is Existence, and he takes down Nico, and finally, the man advantage going towards LDLC at the beginning of the round here.
Was that entirely blind, or was there a gap? It looks very much like he just got a lucky spray, and that's going to be a huge step in the right direction.
You're using the wall as like a reference point, right? So you can see that's the straight line to fire down, so yeah, it works out for him.
Alex, this is aggressive, but he's unable to back up Tony. He has to get 2 here. It's not enough. Snappy does manage to keep the balance in favor of the T side here. In a 3 versus 3. Flashes are enabling them just to keep them at bay. But let's not forget the time was a bit of a factor last time. Snappy's not going to check his corners, and it costs him his life. Surely not a second. Yogi's low. He's dead. Bullet to his head. Maniac trying to find the third one. There's 3 players hunting him down. There's no chance for Modi, and that will be a second. And LDLC needed that. A lot of problems would have arisen should they have conceded that and gone straight back to the Stone Age. But they're back and they're in this game.
Yeah, they kept 3 players alive there as well, so that's actually quite promising for them. Existence, like we said, maybe a little bit lucky in the shot through the smoke, but that seemed quite calculated from him. Once that smoke goes down, it's the cue for the Terror to try and get a bit closer to the bomb site, set up their set pieces, and he was having none of that. Got that first kill, and then Maniac done a good job with the M4A4 there to almost close the round out. And we go to round number 9, and still going to be money available for Heroic after that fantastic start they had. Going to be Yogi still on the AWP, and they'll be heading towards B this time. So they seem to be falling back to more of a tactical-based game instead of in the defaults for now.
Well, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it was working so well for Heroic at the start of this one. Now, as soon as they do meet some resistance, it's back to the drawing board, and this does look like to be some form of execute. They've got 3 Molotovs to invest towards the site and clear out those predictable positions.
Not giving anything away just yet. They have got control of the B side of the map. 2 players towards short and monster tunnel as well. I can see another player in the form of Snappy actually hunting towards middle, just seeing if they've got anything flanking them there. He'll be coming to join his teammates though, so presumably this will be the execution towards B momentarily. There's going to be a Molotov in that position just yet. There where Maniac standing. Smokes towards the bomb site, 1 towards heaven as well, and is trying to duel the players at close range.
By waiting so long though, it does look like LDLC may have cottoned on somewhat.
Well, the thing is that LDLC have got no information towards the other side of the map, so they can't really invest too much towards this side. But here we go, the execution comes in.
Nice for Maniac, does put the smoke down so he doesn't have to reposition so badly. Of course, still obscuring his vision. Modi is going to walk on in though. Alex is going to be the first to find, and that's going to be an easy headshot for him. Words are hard today, Henry. Not a second though. Instead, Nico gets it for him, and it does look good for Heroic. Now 4 versus 2. They're going to have to do something magical now from Toynu. And in fact, he's on the other side of the map. It's just going to be a question of keeping hold of that AWP. We know he can have a lot of impact with it, but the chances of him keeping it in this round are questionable. Snappy's already on the hunt. And it's just a question of just loop the loop. Nico's going to be making some noise as well. And now he knows exactly where he is. Yes, that's 1, but does he know Snappy's from behind? He's really in limbo now as 3 players are all looking to take that weapon away from him.
What a nice shot there from
Yeah,
Toynu.
not bad.
Yeah, let's see whether he can stay alive. Spots another one, but now he is in a world of trouble. They know exactly where he is, and there's quite a lot of time to try and stay alive here as well. And you can see it's going to be Yogi as well, coming from the back and getting fully pincered here, and nails another shot, but it doesn't find the frag. And 1 player does go down with a bomb blast there, but unfortunately for LDLC, they will be buying up into this round. It won't be the best of buys. Maniac's down to $1,500, but there it is, Heroic back to their winning form here. The buy comes in. I'm going to have a look at how intense it will be. So a UMP is purchased for Alex. Existence, he's on the FAMAS here. I think Maniac must have been dropped a weapon by a teammate as well. So 2 UMPs in total. So a bit of a rough round here. It's certainly going to be Eco going forward if they're losing this one.
Well, they're prioritising utility, which I'm sure will make you happy there, Henry. And it comes in big, quick play. Oh, but the flash is so good, too, from Maniac, very swiftly. And Mistu's there as well. They've been so repeatedly applying pressure to Monster, and this time the pressure came to them, and they relieve it. 3 quick frags, and another's going to burn. Yuggy's down as well. What a swift round, stark contrast to the prior. And now Modi, 61 points of health and 3 to find. This is not what we'd have anticipated. Heroic, they tried to mix things up, but man, Maniac and Mistu were ready. They have been the B defense squad, and finally they got some action.
3 versus 1 now. Modi up against him. Doesn't really have much to work with here, but he's going to have the bomb towards short. Minute to play with as well. He's just hoping that the CTs lose track of him at this point, maybe separate themselves. You see Alex trying to get positioned towards middle as well, but Modi waiting for a mistake to be made here and see if he can get that bomb down.
This would be a start. No, nice evasive maneuvers. They back up and throw a molly as well. And now the question is this door going to be the end of him? I think he may have spotted him. Yes, Alex did get spotted. That gives Modi just a little bit more information for the round. But I mean, what do you do here? 35 seconds. They know exactly where you are. You just have to not overextend, and Toyne's doing just that. Modi, did you not see him?
Yeah, I think he almost certainly could. I think his teammates are saying something to him now. It's like...
That was the start. We'll get to 1, but he's so low now. This is just going to be the end as Alex comes to back him up with a long-range SMG play. And I mean, you can thank Maniac and Mistu for that round. 3 players down early, even a Molotov to round it all out. And that was, I mean, 4 players down in the first 25 seconds.
Yeah, those kind of rounds, you've got a mixture of like UMPs, a Famous, only a couple of M4 players. Those M4 players need to be hunting for frags, right? So that's why he's flashing over the monster tunnel, trying to get that 1 kill, but managed to get the double as well. His teammate Mistu joins in the fun. So we have got a force fire here from Heroic now. Giving them a similar treatment in return, perhaps. 1 AK, UMP, and 3 Tech 9s. This normally suggests it will be a full set piece. You want to be using the smokes to give you more access to get towards the bomb site and have some close-range duels. But the CT's pushing off towards short themselves. Mistu, with his UMP, could find his first frag, but actually gets taken down by the Tech 9 there.
This is Maniac now trying to trade for his brother on B, and he does again. Double for Maniac, back-to-back rounds. Surely not a third long-range tag, and don't know why we pulled away from that. That's because, of course, the T's did progress over in towards the site. Alex and Maniac now kind of locked out, but they have the bomb. Advantage CTs, 100%.
Yeah, Maniac doing some big work here. Twanu to almost finish the round off. There's going to be a 4 versus 1, but Yugi, he's not going down without a fight, it seems. The bomb's still down on the site, but let's see whether he can find a few more kills there.
Start 1. Yuggy, the newest addition to Heroic. Lots of eyes have been on him, and he certainly will be if he can do any more damage. That's 3. Surely not. He's got a full set of utility, Maniac. He can just delay and stop the Dane from getting towards that bomb.
Very strange decision there from LDLC in total. They've got the bomb down towards short. Maniac's there, and they're rushing in, like knives out, trying to get out of that heaven position, giving an opportunity to Yugi. At least, like in this scenario, you can even allow him to have the bombs, cover the bomb sites there, make him make a commitment before he actually has to do anything.
Both players in this round have got 3 kills. Only one will end with 4. He knows exactly where he is. This could very well be the clutch. Yuggy knows exactly where Maniac is. The spray, the headshot, and the round. 4 kills for the newest addition to Heroic. What a debut.
Yeah. Seems like that signing was worth it after all. And yeah, like I said, Maniac gets 2 or 3 kills there towards short. The bombs planted, bombs down, I should say.
Yeah.
And then at that point, why are the CTs rushing in and giving an opportunity for the terror team to get back into the round?
It's an easy mistake to make, right?
You can allow him to have the bomb, right? It should be. That's quite a basic Counter-Strike, like fundamental, like idea, really. The bomb's down. It's like 3 versus 1. Make him go towards the bomb site. Like, he has to plant the bomb. He's in 4 seconds to get that bomb down. Just have crossfires enabled on each side of the map, and you'll be absolutely fine. But they actually open up the window of opportunity, and it's going to be Yuggy, like you said, the new signing. Yeah, trying to do what he can once again. He's been really good so far, to be fair. Finds another headshot to open things up here. Modi going down to 16 HP, and Mistu. Seems like Heroic are more than happy to allow the CTs to
help him
push.
out? I think it's a bit off. I can see the idea behind it, though, would enable him to get some aggressive positioning. But I like what they do on B. I like that Mistu Maniac play. Almost every round without fail, they're either getting information or positioning aggressively towards B/water. And Existence is back in his favorite little corner. We've seen him, well, succeed once out of the 2 times he's tried it. This will be his 3rd. Flashes do delay them, and here comes the first, but he's going to be full white. Surely
not again.
Not again. Check it this time. Oh, finally, Valdi may have heard us, turns around and does manage to get 1. But Maniac is not going to be getting his signature double kill, as he has in the 2 rounds prior. This time, it looks like Nico's going to be doing that for him. And Heroic have the advantage, a rather strong one at that. Just a 5-7 and a PT50 for Alex to make an impact, and oh, it's not looking good. Bomb will be going down, and Mistu's left with an impossible round ahead of him.
Yeah, the lucky Existence got so blinded that he countered that, and they didn't check that corner, but they get away with it just about. So now just Mistu, 4 versus 1. He's got the 5-7 body armor here, but no kit. Well, obviously no real chance of actually winning this round, but if you can upgrade to an AK-47, that'd be great. I just don't see it happening. Heroic don't need to do anything here. There's not really any reason to hunt him. You know he hasn't got a weapon, so just let him kind of save up and don't risk losing any utility or weaponry yourself.
Yeah, he's just going to be getting out of that one. I mean, the Kevlar and the 5.7 certainly will be valuable coming into the next one. And oh, hang on a second, there's a Modi just around the corner. Misty's definitely not going to be anticipating this one. But then again, neither is Modi. He could get a free UMP had he checked it. But oh well, that's kind of funny. Back to back, hanging out on the B-bomb site. And it will be 9-3.
Yeah, and nothing really to work with for LDLC.
Brutal.
This one, it's going to be full eco, I would say, across the board. A couple of 5.7s here where that previous weapon was saved, and we might take a tactical pause here. Good time to take it, I would say. All things considered, you know you're going to have money going to that next round if you full eco. This one, they're a second stage loss bonus right now, so they're going to get $2,400 on top of the 2,000 they already have. Won't be enough for an AWP unless someone goes absolutely wild this round with the pistol, manages to get 2 frags, then it's a possibility. But this has been the war of attrition really for LDLC throughout this first half. They haven't really got rolling with the economy whatsoever. We discussed it at the start of the game. That second round force buy, it does set you up for a really difficult position going forward. Unless you get a string of rounds together, your money never really stabilizes. And even if you win rounds, there's so much pressure on you to win the subsequent one with a good amount of players alive as well. Otherwise, you're so limited in those resets.
And the thing that's so crazy is it took so long for the meta to shift away from that. I remember it was almost a guarantee not too long ago that that second round would involve some form of Kevlar and pistol.
Yeah, on the T side, it's a lot more viable.
Of course,
because the weaponry is like a lot easier to buy in that. It's only $2,700 for the AK, of course, and then you get the head armor. And then in terms of like the incendiaries, they're a lot more expensive on the CT side than the Molotov on the T side, and you don't need defuse kits. So overall, you don't need as much money for the T side buys. That's why it's fine for T sides, and like if you force one the second round as well on the T side, you're very likely to get the bomb down. Like we talked about it before. These Tech-9s are crazy. Like you're normally going to get a couple of exchanges and trades. And
or just a cheeky smoke plant.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a lot more viable on the T side. We normally focus on the CT side when we discuss this idea right now. So CT's going to be paused at this point. It's certainly a CT-sided map, Alex. So you got your name right this time. I'm really bored about it. So the unpause comes in. It's a weird time to take a pause, right? Because you can't buy into this round. Maybe they're just kind of working out the future plan going forward. I would prefer to see how this round goes, and then see whether you've got any kills, maybe get the AWP out, and then you can kind of really base your pause around something that you know exactly what you have to work with here.
Well, let's see what Existence has been saying, see if he's got to come up with any magic to work with their what is essentially a P250, excuse me, and a 5.7. And last time Heroic knew they were going up against an eco, they played it very slow. And this looks like it's going to be quite contrast to that. They instead are going to stack up on long, take long-range fights. It's advisable, especially when you know there's going to be a lack of armor and they're going to be playing some sneaky corners. You go to the one place in the map where there's very few of them.
Well, here we go, towards long. Makes a lot
crawling.
of sense with the AK-47s, give those picks. They know it's going to be the eco here. They can track the economy as well as we can. You don't need to have it on your screen. You just have a rough idea of where they're going to be sat at the moment. So you can see this kind of play suggests that you have 100% knowledge that it's going to be an eco. Walk into the bomb site, get as close as you can. It's like a contact play, you call this. So as soon as you get in there, as soon as you get detected, that's when you strike. So now they've been spotted, they'll just get into that site. Molotov deployed as well. Bomb planted. Not really much to see what to do about this.
Yeah, I mean, this is brutal. The bomb's going to be down and they're going to have to try and retake with no armor or weaponry. This is just going to be a shooting gallery, just a USP for Toinu, and he's just going to be realizing that, well, he's got quite the opposite of where he stands, of course, Bank. That's going to be well, it's one. Maniac still managed to do some form of economical damage. I don't know whether that was a rifle. I'm afraid wasn't keeping track of that. He could maybe retrieve it. That's a UMP.
So still a viable weapon.
It's something.
Yeah. 15 kills for Maniac, just to point out. I've never kind of had him as a really big fragging player for these teams. He's done it before, so this is a very good performance from him. Multiple frags and lots of rounds. The problem is, when you have 15 kills and your team only has 3 rounds, they're almost redundant at that point. You might be playing lights out. If the team's not performing with you, it doesn't really account for much, right? So someone else needs to be stepping up for them. You can see Twanu, 4 kills. He's supposed to be the superstar AWP for them. Not really working out. Existence as well, a legendary Counter-Strike player, having a really rough ride, 2 for 12. And now then, no kits, and one Famous as well, no AWPs. Another difficult one for LDLC. I
mean, you say that those 15 frags do kind of feel redundant. Let's not forget that the 2 times Heroic tried to make a hit onto B, Maniacs, the site Maniac's playing, they did win it. And therefore, Maniac just maybe needs to start trying to get those rotates early to back up his teammates who've been having a whole lot of trouble over on A. Either way, the round does look like it's going to be going Maniac's way again. 3-2 split for the CTs, and we are in eyes with Yuggy, the new addition who's already managed to get a cheeky clutch, and Mistu's down to half health already.
Yeah, he might have been wallbanged from T-spawns with that short, what do you call that?
Sandbags.
Yeah, towards that area. You can get wallbang for that at the start, and like, there are a lot of bullets on my right there. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. And looking like a B-sided execute coming in here, and why not? You know, the city's still limited, smoke's coming in, and we'll see what he drops the Molotov source barrels as well. Up to Alex now to defend, and the boost comes in towards the CT entrance.
I like that. They back away, they retract when the smokes do come in to boost up and just leave Alex to be the first. So I was going to say stop the defuse, but no, look, the bomb's going to go in. Yes, he does his job. Mission complete for Alex, and he's going to get a bonus as well. That's Valdi down, and another 2 versus 4, this time in favor of none other than LDLC. Just Modi then, and that's a start, but he's not sure he's not going to get much more. He's tagged him up. Maniac, what is that? 2 now for Modi before Toinu gets into damage control. Ooh, I was getting a little nervous there. Still, that's going to be a necessary 4 for LDLC, and just 1 away from getting that 10-5 half. 16 now for Maniac. Spectacular work from him. Top of the scoreboard in the server.
Yeah. Good job. Well, it's Alex really who saves that round at the start.
Yes.
His teammates pull back. He decides to sit in the smoke there, finds 2, gets all the intel required, drops that bomb, and denies the plant as well. So very good stuff. And we'll see, you can still see LDLC struggling here. Just a UMP and a FAMAS. They do get the AWP out, but it hasn't exactly been too prevalent so far on their CT side. I would say at this point, the way they're playing, they can get 10-5 here. Yeah. It's still winnable. If it goes down to 11-4, I wouldn't really be believing right now.
Toinu's been really, really apprehensive. He hasn't tried any aggressive peaks. Nothing party, nothing underpass, nothing monster. He's just been kind of taking long angles, maybe toilets, and then backing up. Not interested in getting any early aggression, and that's quite the opposite for his teammate Mistu. He pushes up, and that could very well be a second. No, Valdi's tagged and yet to be fragged. It's Nico, do excuse me, but still, 4-4. And that's a nice angle from Mistu to get a second. Again, pressured by Modi now, and manages to get away. Double, no, not falling for that trap of double smoking. Instead, they're just going to hang out on either side of those sandbags. Now, with the numbers favoring the CTs, this is where they can just hit the brakes a little bit. No need for any more of that aggression. You've done your job. See how this round does transpire.
Advantage for LDLC for now, but the bomb's heading in towards long. That's where Twanu will be waiting for them. That's a shot he has to hit. Luckily, he doesn't get punished for it, and he'll be able to recover, drop the air flashbang, and manage to get a decent position towards the APC now. Oh, scary moment for him, though.
Absolutely, but Modi is doing some reconnaissance on B. Mistu, however, this guy has been unrelenting in his defensive aggression. It does sound like an oxymoron, but I promise it makes sense.
Modi's actually going to be pivotal in this. He's towards the B side, call that's clear. But the problem is Mistu, he's already pushed the backtracks there. Yogi goes down. That should be the round tied up at this point, considering his position and Modi being so far removed from this. But he could fall back and do something about it.
Mistu can hear him. There's no doubt about it. He have his back to him as well. Mistu, this round is yours, my friend. 4 kills for him, and that will bring the 5th for LDLC. You said they needed it, and they have done so. We'll have a competitive second half potentially on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a rough start for Heroic. The forced by situation not working out in their favor, but good recovery towards the end. I was liking those aggressive pushes from Mistu and Code towards B. Sorry, what?
From LDLC.
LDLC, yes, you know what I mean. We're still warming up here.
We are.
But we're going to take a quick break while we can recalibrate ourselves as well. Do not go anywhere. This game looks like it's actually going to get really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in business. Our second half of our second game. First map, it's Overpass, and we are back in the driving seat with LDLC Heroic. Already, Maniac's drawn first blood. No real surprise given how strong he was over on the defensive side.
And they've headshot Valdi as well, so this is actually looking perfect for LDLC. Very impressive stuff there, and you can see with so much time remaining, they don't have to overcommit here. I think they've obviously got the information that Valdi's been headshot at this point as well. So just sit back and see whether any of the CTs will make a mistake. It's obviously a reaction-based game in the pistol. If you lose a player or some sort of strength towards one side of the map, you need to be hunting for information on the other side. So one smoke remaining, that's in the hands of Existence. This is an idyllic situation for a terrorist side though. You've got the man advantage, you still have your utility, and you're waiting for the CTs to try and work out what's going on. The reaction from them though, they're not hunting for information, they've gone for the boost instead. Give Valdi the position where he only is going to be having his head showing, so regardless if he gets headshot, that HP is not really a factor anymore. If he can nail his shots, he's still in business.
And we certainly know he's capable of nailing shots. One of those very impressive up-and-comers we saw perform over at DreamHack. Winter backs away then. He's not interested in that fight anymore, but the T-side are just living the dream at this point. Free bomb-slide control. The bomb goes down. They've got numbers. And Valdi's got 0 health, really. 2 points of health to his name, and here they come, some form of retake. They have to hit shots and hit it quick. They haven't checked from behind them, but Mistu does get one, and the bodies just keep on dropping. It's all going LDLC's way. Snappy, the only one to find some respite, but it's just for a moment as Alex takes his head off as well. And LDLC, they needed that. They really needed that start.
Yeah, absolutely. That gets them right back into this game. It's Maniac once again to open things up. He gets the first kill with the Glock and a headshot coming into the second player as well. I assumed he pushed off towards short. So at that point, like we said, LDLC is holding up, waiting for the CTs to kind of sweat it out a little bit. Maybe they'll start hunting, getting a little bit agitated. But they do the boost, and that's the boost that has to work out for them. He needs to hit that first headshot. Doesn't get it. Bomb site's open, like you said. And once the plant comes in, almost impossible retake. And this is the more conservative approach from the CTs you can see. In this round, 3 players just getting upgraded pistols, 2 players getting body armor, but it's not a full investment as we go into round number 2 here. Looking at the terrorist buy as well, 3 rifles, 2 UMPs, very standard stuff. Gives you some range to work with there, and it's quite classic setup as well. Hunting for some map control towards connector, not towards long, but obviously so much time to work with there. But that smoke suggests they will be going towards B.
That does suggest they're going to be picking up the pace a little bit as well. And Valdi realizes that. Does cock his CZ. Preparation for that flash, and oh, the flash was perfect, but the positioning just wasn't quite there. On the contrast to that, Modi, though, does heavily tag up one towards Monster. Not quite the Monster over towards short, though, as Valdi only gets 1, and it is going to be 3 versus 3. Good damage done by the CTs so far, managing to actually tag up Mistu as well. If he goes down, we're in a real problem. Existence has to get this kill and get it quickly. If not, he's wasting his time. Realizing his teammates may need some help to get that bomb down. The smoke will be dissipating relatively soon, and Mistu's going to use what remains of it to get that bomb down. Nico boosted up. I like this. Trying to catch him. Oh, if only a second longer on that smoke, but it doesn't matter. Mistu gets caught. A body shot, but it's enough. And the CTs, they started with very little here, Henry. It was Kevlar, 2 Kevlar. That was it. And the body's just going to keep lining up. Maniac takes a heavy hit, and another. Nico. Doesn't matter which one you are. You seem to be good with the deagle. And now Existence is left to go 1v3. He's been on short for so long. That's a start. That's 1 head. Nico down for that bomb. He has to be cautious of it, and Yuki's going to pick it up. Heroic just push LDLC right back in their place with a spectacular second round.
Yeah, looking very good there. The Desert Eagle for Nico, finding 3 frags in total. And Existence, like you said, they lost their first frag at the beginning of the round as well. Other players tagged up, and he gets the first kill, brings it down to a winnable situation for himself at least, but unfortunately he's going to get peppered down by that UMP. Diffuse comes in without a kid as well, and we're going to round number 3, so like you said, that fantastic start for LDLC, quickly neutralized, and we go to round number 3 here. LV forced by themselves, Tech-9's UMP and a P250 here. We've got some smokes to work with, and like we said before, these kind of rounds normally suggest you want to do something more tactical, execution-based. It's very difficult to get the opening picks with Tech-9s. You want to be getting nice and close to the bomb site and using those smokes in your favor.
It's kind of funny as well, considering how Heroic did not choose to force bind their second round on the CT side, and yet they find success where LDLC couldn't.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Either way, it does seem like we are going to be seeing some more boosting from the CT side. Nothing's going to be coming of it, but Nico has been slot up by his teammate for a nice POV over towards toilets. But nothing's going to be coming from that. Instead, Valdi's responsibility towards short continues, and talking about an execution, they're using an awful lot of their smokes now. It is because they're swarming in towards that B side, and that's going to be the first. Valdi draws first blood, but the trade should be there. It is. Mistu's Tech-9 just bring it back to a 4v4, but they're not taking the necessary fights here. There it is. Mistu head off Modi. Snappy, the last man to really try and make an impact, and he's gone as well. Mistu may have saved this round for the Frenchman. Has gets the boost again, but what? That looked on him. Alex couldn't quite do the necessary damage. Mistu's low, it may fall to Alex in a matter of seconds unless Mistu does something ridiculous in the smoke.
Yeah, it's quite a brawl of a round so far. 2-on-2 still though. Mistu, like I said, low HP. The bomb finally planted. Incendiary's dropped on the side as well. It's going to take some great teamwork here. I like this reaction. Perfect flashbang as well. Comes down to the 1v1. So it's low HP for both players. But Alex, he's able to finish the job off there. The UMP, and it came right down to the wire there. It wasn't clear who was going to run away with it. And it's back-to-back force buys that are successful for either side here. So, Heroic surely can't force into this. It looks like they're getting head-on while they're going for it. All right, then 2M4, CZs, and not going to have a lot to work with. So they're going to have to be pushing off towards short potentially here, maybe up towards middle, using these M4s they've got to maybe try and find their first pick. The idea behind these force buys is you want to stop the opposition from having their bank accounts swell and getting a few rounds in a row. We'll see whether this works out for Heroic. Very unlikely, but we'll see whether they can do anything with it.
Oof, that was a chaotic round. I'm still kind of working out how on earth that 1v1 ended so chaotically, but still 11-7. And the Danes do hold the lead, but this is an investment that could very well bite them in the backside unless it does pay dividends. They went for some form of early aggression, but you can see they have already chose to recede back into the bomb site.
Indeed.
It's just like a little bit of an info play.
Yeah, well, they're getting something for it. That's the M4 is going to be pushing off towards short, but it looks like it will be LDLC now, making their way towards long. Haven't encountered any CTs whatsoever. They actually made it all the way around as well. This will be an A split coming in. Send those UMPs in first towards the bathroom area, see if they can find a close range encounter. Yeah. And the CTs with solid positioning towards the B side of the map can actually justify sending 3 defending players towards A now.
Making my way down long.
Oh god, the songs are starting again.
And I'm homebound.
It's only a matter of time.
Alex is on his way, and that is going to be a smoke just to try and stop them. I don't think that's going to do anything, but the flash will. Valde choosing to do that and go close with the CZ. He needs that, and he does get away, almost scot-free. Juggy, though, coming in with the M4 and actually brought down to 40 from a kind of foolish positioning, and that's still 2 from him, and there's another low. It's going to be 3. Juggy saves the day. It's a 4 in the round. Spectacular work from Heroic. And, I mean, Henry, the way you said it, you set the scene for that. Yeah. You said that was a risky round, and that risk pays off.
Well, apparently, if you've got players like Yugi, who we didn't know too much about.
Is it Yugi? Juggy? Yugi?
He's Scandinavian, right? So we'll go with Yugi.
Okay.
I'm sure we're butchering it.
Oh,
but the fact that he's had like 2 or 3 massive rounds so far.
That was sick.
He's actually like shown himself to be top talent. From what I've seen right now, I've been very impressed. Lovely stuff. Well then, another force buy. This is getting quite interesting now. I feel like Heroic are going to take this one though. Valde looking very confident towards short. Does spot one player, but thinks better of it and falls back here.
Now, just that one rifle for Alex, and he is going back towards long. He's been spotted as well. Information gathered from the CTs with just the use of their spacebar. Or mouse wheel up, I guess I probably should assume.
Yeah, they normally have both rounds,
yeah.
So it's fine.
Just making sure. Just making sure. If Foon's watching. Still, Alex knows he's going to make a play with that M4, excuse me, that AK, and that's why he is going to be first to put onto the side. That's going to be 2 quick frags. Nice work from Alex. Beautiful name and beautiful play.
Well, that should be round over at this point. You can see the CTs have no justification to actually get into it. It just takes one player with the AK-47. It's going to be Alex this time too. Brilliant shots there. That opens things right up. And Heroic now looking at 6s and 7s have to save their weaponry. UMPs and an M4. They've got a little bit of utility to save as well in a diffuse kit, so definitely worthwhile. I don't think they have any grounds to even attempt this one, but there it is. Everyone seems to be winning their force buys right now. 1 AK.
Yeah, what is this? Fine. It has been unusual Counter-Strike to witness. We've seen no armor pistols win. We've seen 1 rifle, no armor, or no weapons win. It's just, it's back and forth for sure. And LDLC, they get that round gifted to them on a silver platter from Alex.
We have to remember, like, both of these teams right now, they've got new signings.
Yes.
One was like just only announced today. I'm sure they've been playing with Biggie for a few days now, maybe even a couple of weeks. And so it's announced, obviously, Maniacs has joined LDLC. So you're not going to see the cleanest of Counter-Strike right now. So
absolutely.
No one's really running away for it. You can see some flaws in either side, but it's still actually quite exciting to see this working out. And we do save weapons for Heroic, so if Overpass comes in, 3 SMGs and 2 M4s. No one really getting stable as of yet, but it's going to be aggressive play towards Connector. Nico getting set up with his teammate Snappy towards the Connector position as well. Nice little boost up into the cabinets there. Actually, quite an aggressive stance from the CTs in general.
I like it. I mean, so the angle from Nico is like so hard to see from Party. You can barely make out the top of his head, and he can see your full body. It does just require quite an investment towards Connector to keep him safe, right? You have to keep that from being pushed, and Snappy has taken that responsibility upon himself. And talking of responsibility, Yuggy has a huge responsibility because of the positioning of his teammates. He has toilets and long to take care of. And he's going to have to perk up his ears, see if he does hear anything, or if the T's do invest any utility towards that area.
I like that position. Oh, okay. Before I can even make my
Rest in peace.
Opens things up. Lovely shot there to take down Yuggy. And like I said, I like Val's position here, but it looks like he might be detected. Maybe a misthrown Molotov there.
That screwed everything up. That's going to be Maniac now forced to stop the push. He's going to have to get smoked out now by Heroic. And now as LDLC do progress up towards A, Snappy and Nico are going to try and cut this push in Underpass short. In fact, so much so, Maniac, so embarrassed by his Molotov, has actually left the building completely, going straight through T-spawn, back to retrieve the bomb, and is hopefully going to support Alex over on towards toilets. He's caught Nico from behind in the meantime. Now, though, Snappy does catch his partner in crime from Underpass, and we are back to a 3v3. Weapons heavily favoring the T side. Heroic want to take these fights nice and close. It's a good flash. Nothing's going to be caught from that. In fact, now Moddy's caught from a T and still manages to make one of it. Just Snappy, no rifle, and Maniac's already on a 3K. Maniac has been instrumental in LDLC's success in this game, both on CT and now on the terrorist side as well.
Yeah, Maniac's looking very good indeed, and that should be the signal now for an EK to come in for Heroic, and we'll have a very close game on our hands here. So the aggressive play comes in from Heroic. They actually get the first kill as well. So like we said, not going to be the cleanest game of CS right now, and you can see there's been some mistakes made here, but Nico on that cabinet position, he gets the first kill, drops a bomb at that point, but Maniac coming in with swift recovery manages to get a 3K, and it's pretty much a full eco. Actually, can't get more full eco than this. Not a single dollar invested into this round.
A vanilla buy, you don't get them. Very rare to see. Not even a flashbang or something invested, a decoy because you're an idiot. You know, none of that. None of that.
Or normally you get like even a couple of PC-50s.
Yeah,
it's very rare
of course,
to see this.
Or someone's got a little extra cash, they like to go for a deagle and see what, see if they want to roll the dice with that. But no, LDLC, I mean, it's stark contrast on either side of the screen. You've got the full AK, full utility versus nothing. They are naked at this point, Heroic.
Yeah, if they win this round, that would be...
I mean, how often do you see that happen? It's once in a blue moon, really. Yeah. T-side would have to make some truly abysmal mistakes to concede a round like this, and that's Nico. Just make his whereabouts known. Just also acknowledging to existence that he has seen him and he does know what he's up to. But look at that. Look where the bomb's position is. Hang on, wait. What's happening with Mistu? Are they going slow because he's... Oh, he's actually deliberately holding that.
He's watching that real wide.
Wow.
So they're just making sure no one coming into the backstab. The bomb's still down in T1 as well, so they're happy with this. They're getting the map control on the other side of the map. He's watching the flanks as well, allows his teammates to feel a little bit safer about their situation. And now they've ascertained it's just USPs. They'll be striking soon. Don't really have to wait too long now.
If I died to Mistu, if I was playing a game and someone was in that position, I'd be like, you cheeky sod.
Yeah.
Still, LDLC don't want to lose a single rifle here. That would be just unnecessary economic damage. Two of them just holding hands over towards Optimus. And they are going to be falling. Ah, there you go. Snappy takes it away from Maniac. Surely not a second one, as there is the trade. Toiny and Mistu, they're all there and doing the necessary damage. Just the P2K and Valdi then left. There is some damage done, admittedly. Toiny 40, 48 for existence, but maybe just catching them on the exit, forcing them to stick around the bomb site a little longer would be his primary objective here.
Well, not really much Valdi can do here. 4-on-1, P2000, no grenades, no armor. Just going to be seeing if someone decides to make a bit of a blunder and run into his crosshair, but there it is. LDLC up against a full eco. Only using one frag, that's fine. It's Maniac, who's been very good so far, like we've been pointing out. I think he's probably close to 22 kills after the first few interactions with those 4 spies seem to have come to an end now. We've actually got a full eco then, so that's fine. They'll be able to buy up this one. I don't think they get the AWP, because they... Oh, okay, so Snappy can buy what he wants. He's got 5,600, and he will indeed purchase that. So I'm assuming he's thrown that over to Yuggy. He's been playing great so far, and he's got a reasonable spawn towards B as well, so good work out for him.
I do hope to see some more aggression from him. Let's keep your eyes on Yuggy and see if that is something he chooses to do. Of course, Toiny was very apprehensive with any of that, as we did discuss. Already it does look like Yuggy's going to be doing something a little different. Molotov is going to slow him down unless he wants to choose to go over it. What on earth? Down to 45, a huge sacrifice for very little. This position does mean he can catch them, though, as they are late to cross for the monster assault. Will LDLC expect this?
They are walking towards this position, so could actually get him a kill.
That's one. Okay, price may very well be paid off, but because he's just showed himself, they're going to pry them way towards monster, and now Yuggy is surely going to go down. Actually gets a second, that's okay. 2 kills for that Molotov damage, and he's not going to be complaining, nor are his teammates, assuming they can finish the job here. That's going to be a start. Snappy flashing over the sandbags, trying to help Nico there in, and Valdi's already done 1. Maniac continuing to do some form of damage every single round for LDLC, but it's not enough. And look at Mistu, stuck in a corner, no hope.
He should have no chance in this situation. He has to get the bomb, the plant out, and find 3 CT kills as well. LDLC shouldn't. Okay, there we go. They shouldn't find anything in that round.
You sounded a bit scared
there,
Henry.
Yeah, consider pushing it that's normally back to the idea of saying, let's make him work for it, then we'll just have the crossfire set up there. But it's fine if they all go strike at the same time and have that good synergy going on. I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. There's 2 schools of thought for it. So Heroic pull one back, and it was down to that aggressive play from Yuki. You kind of doubted it, but to be fair, that Molotov's been designed to stop CD players pushing that position. And if you do take the risk and push through, yes, you take a lot of damage for it, but you're going to have the drop on the terrorist on the other side, right? So there's 2 ways of looking at it. Yes, he goes under 45, and if he doesn't get a kill for it, probably wasn't worth it. But he gets 2 in the end, so you can't really argue with the results too much, I guess.
Yeah, no fault there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see when people are more than confident to run through fire and take more than like 60 damage. That's pretty interesting. Well then, we are back to round number 9, 13-10. Heroic now within touching distance of taking the first map. And Yogi a bit more passive this time towards long in the standard flower bed position.
Does it look like he's going to meet at least one member of LDLC evades the flash, and that's a tough shot to hit as they do duck and cover behind that boulder. 2 of them, in fact, having a mother's meeting, and actually as the flashes do expire, they start to move. Yogi choosing not to peek too aggressively, waiting for them to get some information. It was Nico who's going to provide some necessary calls. And actually get a necessary kill as well. Takes the head off Alex, but Existence needed that. Very quiet so far on the scoreboard, and he has just turned up with essentially 3. Maniac actually took 1 away from him, but still. Now the numbers favor the T side. But Valdi, that's a molly that can at least keep them off from long, enabling his teammates to start setting up over towards the A site as they are going to assume that's where the bomb is going, but there's no pressure on LDLC to commit. 40 seconds left.
3 on 2. Heroic now in a very difficult spot. They're separated. Vald and Modi to try and find something here, but 30 seconds remaining. Problem is now, I was about to build up, maybe they could actually deny the plant. There's no one towards that A side whatsoever. They're sticking together, hoping for the best at this point, but the bomb will be planted, and that should be round over. We'll see where they decide to go for it. Modi has got the fuse kit there, but the money is in such dire straits. This is the full reset, Alex.
It's advisable to save, right?
Yeah, considering they're going to get $1,400 into the next round, they might as well try and save these 2 AKs. That's pretty much all they're going to have to work with next round. Double AWP setup now for LDLC, so it's quite rare to see on the Overpass T side, but we'll see if it works out for them. If you can get them for free.
We saw what Alex could do for LDLC with 1 AK. Maybe they can do something similar with 2. And so they hold their breath and hold their angles and simply wait for the 11th to appear on the board for LDLC. The bomb taking faster and faster now, and it doesn't look like LDLC are too bothered about hunting for these rifles. More.
Well, sometimes the idea was like NIP kind of started this philosophy of allowing your opposition to save a couple of weapons to actually tempt them into force buying. So the idea is they come into a very weak buy into the next round and they destroy their own money, right? So it's quite an interesting approach to allow them. If you don't want to go hunting and make them force buy, that could be quite a cool thing to do. Maybe whether Heroic will take the bait, I'm not so sure. They're going to be buying some CZ and PD-15s,
that's a safe bet.
Not fully committing. This is definitely the more conservative approach. And I guess when you have the advantage right now and you don't want to throw the game, if you're a bit desperate, you're really up against it, you might consider this. But they still have the lead for now, and they can see what the damage they can cause with the saved AK-47s. Apparently not too much, as Modi lost this straight away.
Oh, is that retrievable? I didn't quite see where that one went down.
He actually got taken out of Twanu, and he's towards the B side of the map, so presumably the CT pushed towards
That's going to cost him, but Yogi still does damage, even with an unarmored CZ. Molly's forcing him out flashbangs as well. They are just trying to take as few risks as possible, LDLC, as they are closing in on his location. They know where he is. He has no armor. There should not be a chance of a second kill here, and Existence does answer my prayers. A nice, easy, quick kill from him. Not forgetting that AK has been retrieved now, but no armor would mean the aim punch would be brutal. And here goes Valdi. He is the one rocking a Kevlar vest as well. Nice flashbang should enable him to pick 1. That's a big frag. 20. That's the AWP out of play. And imagine if that gets into the hands of Snappy. Suddenly you've got yourself a 3v3. And with good weaponry as well. And Existence falls as well. Valdi expecting that presence from long through toilets. And they actually have the numbers now. An AWP retrieve for Snappy. This round is crumbling in front of LDLC. But Mistu starts to claw things back. The bomb will go down, and they should have the necessary positioning and utility to keep the CTs at bay.
Yeah, Snappy and Valdi now coming in from separate positions. Comes down to Valdi, I would say, for anything to be possible this round. Maniac in a great position here, not really much he can do against Snappy. He can't really afford to waste time. He's got no defuse kit here. Run in, hope for the best, and that's going to be round over at this point, unless Valdi somehow finds his 2 kills in the next like 5 or 6 seconds as it gets a 10 seconds defuse and he gets a kit away. But yeah, just has no information to work with there. And round recovered by LDLC. It was looking pretty grim at one point.
It certainly was, and I think Heroic are going to be relatively happy with the damage they did with 2 rifles. It didn't look great, seeing Modi just kind of jump into the lion's mouth, but 13 to 12.
Yeah, I was going to say, they should probably consider taking a pause at this point. Because now LDLC are going to tie things up. You could have brought into this round. Maybe there's a chance to kind of recalibrate yourself, work out what's going to be going forward for you. But they're going for just the pistols, 5.7 CZs and a Deagle as well, a smoke and a flashbang. Not going to be necessarily committing to a particular side of the map. Molly and Valdi towards B, and Yogi and Nico towards A. And we've got the little floating player in the form of Snappy. But you can see now LDLC on the minimap not giving anything away at the start here, just treating this like the most conservative sort of round you can possibly present, and actually to go towards long.
Yeah, it's quite reminiscent of how Heroic were approaching these kind of anti-ecos. Just real slow, methodical, just burning through their utility, clearing out all those scary tight spots where a Deagle or a CZ, we've seen what Yogi can do with that, could be lying. But I like what the CTs are doing here. I mean, if you look at it, you can see it on the minimap, there's just a stack of blue. 2B, 3A. None of that overextension, none of that audacious maneuver. Instead, it's the audacious maneuver. I like that positioning from Valdi. It's actually very hard to hit. Just the tip of his head showing, but chooses to back away.
This will be the round to tie things up. LDLC, after getting a huge deficit at the start of the game, have done a very good job now to make this a realistic situation for them, actually picking up the first map here after going 6, I think it was 7-0 down. So, Heroic, they'll be gutter at this point.
Oh, that's a good damage from Yogi. Takes down Alex on the assault, but now the question does remain, what on earth can you do when the bomb goes elsewhere? It's been a perfectly sold assault on towards A when they beat the bomb, and the majority of LDLC head towards B. Valdi, you're a little late to the party there, buddy. Bomb down, they just have to hold this. He has managed to make his way towards the rampant. Uh-oh, no one's watching that? No one's watching that, that's 1. If only he had a better weapon, that would have been 2. Opts for a fresh magazine and surely not gonna get any more. Nico's got 1 with the AK. A retake that they have no right to win, and all of a sudden with that door swinging open, they've got info as well. Valdi knows where Existence is coming from. Toinu's low. Toinu's so low, he's 6 foot under, and Heroic, out of nothing, win the 14th round. A retake, barely any armor, barely any weaponry. And it's going to be 14.
Yeah, and we were saying LDLC were doing all the right things at that point. They did it very slow at the start of the round, got some map control, but they went towards B. And like you said, that key player towards the B ramp there at that stage, just holding in, and no one's checking it. No one's considering that as a possibility. And he finds 1 kill, does damage to a second as well. And at that point, Heroic strike in. Existence too far removed from the situation, and looking at this buy, I just saw an overpurchase.
Yeah, me too.
So a misbuy as well to make things even worse.
I mean, Alex has got a Tech 9. You'd be rude not to just grab the Nova as well. I mean, it's lying on the floor. Come on, you never know.
Rush B, boys.
Rush B, no stop. LDLC, they're furious, and Modi's not going to have no time to prepare for that one. Is this really going to be the rebuttal? Nice patience from Yogi. Didn't pull the trigger too quickly, and Valdi and everyone has fed up the kill feed. LDLC are melting. Such a risk so late in the game after what was a sterling T-side comeback. And I mean,
that's it now.
That's it. Yeah, 15 now for Heroic, and that should be a very poor buy. They're down to 2.5k. An intriguing call from someone like Existence, who you usually feel has a great deal of restraint and thoughtfulness to his calls.
Backs to the wall. You've got nothing really to work with there.
Rush B.
Rush B, boys. They did a couple of Molotovs and smokes on the way, but it's like the Hail Mary, right? It could work out, it could go horribly wrong, unfortunately for them. They get the first kill, but then it all falls apart. Very well handled by Heroic, and this is what I would speculate to be the very last round now. Tech 9s, PG50s, 1 SMG in the hands of Existence. They have a little bit of utility, but Heroic know they're going to be very limited indeed. They won't be giving anything away at this point. I mean, let's connect up. Oh, that's a head for the door. Okay, it doesn't do too much damage, but it's quite cool. It's like double wall bang and headshot. No, okay, there it is. It's back.
What? Oh my god, he's going to get a second one. Valdi! Who needs aim when you've got spray straight through the wall? Fantastic work from him. LDLC, they're not out of this one just yet. Valdi's got himself a third. And he's flashing, he's going hungry. He wants to go for the full 5. End this one. The cherry on top, the ace. And I think he's actually asking for a boost here. Down to 11 points of health. I don't think that's going to stop him. In fact, no, he chooses to be the platform this time in the tower. And that indeed, 2 letters I think LDLC are all too familiar with. The GG is going to be coming out if Toinu can't do something magical. Does flash behind him as he tries to make the play and get a different weapon in his hands, but no, the angle was wrong, and Snappy brings home the game. That will be it. Heroic do take the map. Overpass is Heroic.
You've got to feel bad a little bit there for LDLC. They did so well to get back into it. Let's just remind ourselves, 7-0 down after the economic decisions at the start of the game. Maniac posting a really strong performance as well, something I wasn't expecting, and it's just that round towards the very end. They get fully eco'd against, and then at that point, Heroic just ran away with it. The force buy, the rush B, you can see it got a bit desperate there. Yeah. And Heroic, I would say they'd be the anticipated victors going into this one, but LDLC certainly showed some great mental fortitude being able to bounce back from that huge deficit.
Yeah, and I mean, getting a 3rd win on the board in the Pro League, that's important. Sitting at 2-2 and getting a 3rd could very well be a 4th. I mean, LDLC's comeback, it looked so promising, and I don't know, I'm definitely not Existence, but that rush B call was hard to watch, just seeing it melt away.
After you get fully eco'd against like that, you're always going to be a little bit tilted. Obviously, we don't have 4 pauses, usually you get 1 per game, and it just felt like, yeah, it's just like, okay, we haven't tried this yet, should we try the rush B? Could work out. They actually got the first kill. It was just very well handled by Valder, and to finish things off there as well, the double wall bang. That's quite rare to see, Alex. Like, you don't see those kind of kills every single day in CSGO. Obviously, 1.6 is a lot more prevalent, but then he gets like the initial wall bang, it does like 25 damage. It's like, oh wow, that's really cool. Double wall bang to get a headshot, and then he gets 2 kills.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Anyway, we should go head over to our analyst desk. I'm sure they're ready to break this down. Chad, Seda, what are you saying?
Are you done talking? Thank God. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
Some good points then, though.
So, they were good points. They were good points.
The wallbang thing with where Voldy was, Zibnix is really good at that as well. And then you've got Dupree, another Dane, who's really good at hitting that jump shot there. So the Danish are really good at that part of the map. Just that
Dupree normally hits it in reverse. He normally hits it T-side when he walks through short.
He loves that.
And spots up over top of the wall. Heroic, they mentioned it, get their 3rd win. Could easily be a 4th. We'll see. That's yet to be determined. It is very early in the season, but we're seeing already some interesting names among the top of the standings as a result of just getting good starts. Yeah. So it all counts. It all matters. This is how they got a decent start and nearly made playoffs last year.
Yeah, that's the thing that's very interesting about this. Any of these teams who you consider should be coming at the bottom of the league, or you wouldn't consider like a top contender, they grind away at these games, and then they upset the top teams who have just come back from a big event, or they haven't prepared as properly as they should have, and that's how they sneak into the playoffs. And that's what you have to watch out for here. I think it was a good little debut from Yugi. He had a couple of nice little moments there. He had a 1v4. His AWPing seemed a bit shaky. His decision making, it wasn't quite there. It'd be interesting to see how it evolves, like as he feels more comfortable in the team, if they build around him, what they do with him as a player. But Voldy, he started pretty strong, and then he cooled off in the middle period and then finished to close it out. It just seemed like it just seemed like they took their foot off the gas a little bit. They lost a few rounds they shouldn't have, Heroic there, and then winning, I think it was 2 ecos or 2 pistol buys in that second half when they were on the CT side.
And Valda ends up on 28 kills in total. Madi was quiet. He's normally someone that we talk about being, I wouldn't say the star, but among the
I think he has better LAN performances, right? Because he's one of the veterans. Yeah. He always tends to stand up in that environment. So for these 2 teams, we didn't touch on this before, but they actually both had the same placing at Leipzig. They both came 3rd, 4th. So they both made it to the semis.
Actually, yep.
It's them going head-to-head now, both with roster changes. So many roster changes. How are we meant to keep up with all this stuff?
We aren't, Alex. One thing that usually helps keep up is rest. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll get into our last match of the evening between the same 2 teams you just said. Don't go anywhere.